Sometimes it makes noise.
Is my button on? Yeah.
Yeah,
Hi.
so. Hi.
Okay.
Hi, welcome.
Welcome. Hello. I'm Giovanna.
I'm Nate.
We're your favorite resellers in Las Vegas. Today, we are going to talk about how to handle returns so that you don't lose your mind.
Yes.
They're very frustrating.
Well, return what? What do you do for a living?
Oh, that's a great question. Thank you so much
Tell
for
me about
asking.
what you do. Why you're an expert at this.
We are full-time resellers on eBay and Poshmark. We just started selling on Mercari. We have been resellers since
2016.
Yeah.
Giovanna's been reselling since 2016. I jumped on board in 2022 after the pandemic was over.
So full-time since 2022 for Nate.
Yep.
So we have...
Yeah, I actually got to quit my job, my full-time corporate job, and
moved to Vegas.
Yep,
Here we are.
We moved to Las Vegas after about a year.
Yeah.
We moved to Las Vegas.
Right. It took a little bit,
Yeah.
but we're here now. We are starting to do some videos.
Yeah. We have quite a few videos if you look at our channel.
We do.
Most of them are just hauls. There's a couple of how-tos and things that didn't work.
Those. Yeah, if you have questions, comments.
This one is a good one because we've had a few of these recently. These
returns are the worst.
Yeah, issues with not issues, but when
if you don't know how to
selling
handle
more
a return,
clothes and more stuff like that generates more returns, I believe.
Yeah, the more you sell, the more likely it is that you're going to get some returns.
We don't get returns on any of our vintage stuff or hats.
And the trouble, so eBay and Poshmark are the two places that we sell. Poshmark has a pretty strict return policy.
Right now,
at the moment. We'll gloss over that. But eBay, some people, like we do 30-day returns is our policy.
Yep, and we do free shipping back.
eBay will let you return anything for any reason at any time.
So it doesn't matter what your parameters are. You can set it for no returns, 7 days, 14, 30,
eBay will let them
90 days. It doesn't matter. They will say yes to almost any return.
It's absurd. So you have to be able to respond to that.
Even if you say no returns, it doesn't matter.
It's a challenge.
And it's really frustrating. And I know how Amazon sellers, people sell on Amazon.
That's the expectation.
Constantly dealing with returns, broken items, fake items getting returned.
Yeah.
So,
a little bit of a pain.
Anyway, you as resellers or people know that anytime you have a return, it feels personal, it feels like an attack, it feels like you failed. But we are here to
help. My immediate response when I see a return is, what the fuck? Like, did you not read the description? Like, are you that dumb? You don't know how to read? But that's not the best approach.
I know.
So we're going to
say to ourselves, that's okay to vent and be upset. Yes. You obviously, it's okay to be frustrated and mad at these things, but don't push it onto the customer. Don't put it on the customer, the person who bought the item. Right. And actually, don't even put it on you.
Yeah. It's just a part of doing business.
Yep, it's part of doing business. And you just have to take a moment. Because that's what I do. I take it personal. Yeah. I still don't like it. Yeah. I still get upset.
It feels bad.
And I used to and I know better, but I would respond quickly. But now
you have to wait.
Check it, the order, see what everything is. What's going on? Why did they say they don't want it? Did they say there was an issue? Did they say that I didn't describe it or what it was? And then get all that information and then respond if I need to respond. We had a couple recently that we had to respond because of the way that the customer went about the buyer. We can just go around. You want to talk about that one thing and then we can just dissect it, or
are you talking about the electrical?
No, not that one. That was pretty bad too, but actually that wasn't that bad. Not books either. The lady with that threatened us.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that in a second.
Oh, okay. All right, then go ahead.
I want to just point out.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Every reseller deals with returns.
Yep.
That's just part of business.
Yep. Even people,
$1 million resellers.
Walmart.
Everyone. Your business, Target.
Fred Meyer.
Any of those things.
Yeah, any of them. Even the small thrift shops. I mean, a lot of places, even though they do no return, there's still going to be somebody that will come in and go, oh, I'll be the exception. Right. And they have to deal with it, which is great. It's a great opportunity. And we'll talk about that too, turning these things into opportunities. So go ahead.
So returns aren't a customer problem. They are a system problem.
Mm-hmm. It's not a customer. It's not a you.
It's just part of the process.
I mean, unless your listings absolutely
if it's
suck.
wrong,
if you're that small percentage, if you don't measure, or if you guess measurements, or if you just put whatever just so you can be done with the listing. Obviously, those things aren't, and we're not talking to you, because if you resell like that, stop it.
Yeah,
so I guess we are talking to you in that case. But go ahead.
So there are some kinds. Let me see. We have some notes here. All right. 4-category return system. Legit returns.
Right.
That we accept immediately. Right. Where we made a mistake. There's something wrong in the photo. We didn't disclose a flaw.
Right. Yeah, that's immediate. Immediate, yes, you're
right.
No
problem.
My problem. Or my problem. My fault.
So sorry about that.
Yeah. Let me fix it.
Please return it. We'll get this refunded to you right away.
Sometimes we do a return. Sometimes we'll tell them to keep it.
Yeah, it depends.
And we'll refund, depending on how bad the situation is.
And also like how much the item is, right? Like if it's like under $20, it's not worth
I don't want it to get it back. Yeah. And I wish that we had the type of backing that we could just accept returns and say, don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. That would be nice.
That would be great, but that's not us yet.
How profit works.
Yeah. And we're not there yet.
Yes.
And again, it's you take each one by...
you have to look at it individually.
Each one
individually. What is this item?
Yep.
Is it an electronic? Did they use it? Is it a fancy dress? Did they wear it and now they want to return it?
Cut the tag off, retie it back on.
Right.
Like that.
There's lots of things.
Shady stuff. And we haven't had a lot of shady things.
Yeah.
We've had a couple recently right around Christmas that seemed shady. We had one guy who bought something, we sent it, and then right after Christmas, he filed a thing with his credit card company and said he didn't recognize the charge. So then, of course, eBay contacts us and says, what do you want to do about it? Or actually, I think that was, you don't have to do anything about it, but here's what's going on.
What's going to happen.
The next return we had, is it okay to talk about this right now?
Let's talk about the books one, because I think in that situation, people will get like overwhelmed and frustrated.
Yeah, so what would you do? Right, that's a good point.
Yes.
It was a $130 sale. They didn't do a return. There was nothing like that, but they contacted their credit card company. The credit card company calls eBay and says, cancel that sale. So then eBay contacts us and lets us know what's going on.
Right.
And so we're not given an opportunity to do anything at that point. On that one, we weren't. It was just, they said they'll let you know the outcome. Yeah. We'll let you know the outcome. So how it works is like the person bought this, obviously, I mean, we shipped it to their house. So it's not that they didn't recognize the transaction. They had buyer's remorse, or they were like, I don't really have $130 for these books. I want my money back.
Whatever the reason is. It's good to not lash out at that buyer.
Right.
Like, you don't want to message them and be like, what the fuck is going on?
What are you doing? Are you trying to pull a fast one? Because it's not your place.
eBay will figure it out. And they will know. And then if eBay says, hey, sorry, it's a fraudulent transaction, I don't know what their policy is.
We're covered.
We'll still be covered, right? And then they'll be covered.
Customers covered, and then they get to keep their books.
Figures it out. So.
Yeah, it's I mean, that's got to be sucked for them. Yeah,
but they make $1 billion.
Right, and we didn't even have an opportunity to contact the buyer because it wasn't presented that way. eBay does a pretty good job of that. Depending on the case, you may not be able to contact them in person ever again, just because they may have blocked you or told eBay. All
right, let's talk about the shoes then, and you can talk about...
The shoes are the electrical one.
Do you want to do the electrical?
Shoes? Oh, the boots?
Yeah,
let's talk about the electrical one. Okay. So the second return we had right around Christmas was an electrical item, and it was one of those battery chargers. It starts with an N. I can't think of the name of the brand, but they're like $100, right? And so we got it, and it was like an open box one that we had purchased elsewhere, and I plugged it in because it had plugins, but then it has wires that go to batteries and stuff. When I plugged it in, all the lights light up on the box, everything looks good, but I did not test it to see if it would charge a battery. I'm not that guy.
Right.
I'm just selling a product, right? And I put that in the description. I couldn't have wrote a better description.
Yeah.
It was, please read this, know this, I didn't do this, I did this, here's what I have. Please, if you get this and you have an issue, you're not going to be able to return it.
Yeah.
So, guy gets it. It doesn't charge the batteries, even though the thing lights up. It does not work on that side. So he tells, he just files automatically a return. eBay accepts it. And I was like, whoa. This is a special situation.
Sure.
Why is he returning it if he had read the description and saw the pictures and all that?
Yeah.
So what's going on? So I met, and hold on, let me back up a few steps. Before we mailed it, I messaged him in eBay and said, I want to make sure that you saw the description of the item before we send it out. If I don't hear from you, I'm just going to send it. And then
that's that.
That's that. Just know what you're getting.
Yeah.
I got no response. And it was probably a month later, at least.
Yeah, at least a month.
A month later, we get notified by eBay that says we accepted a return. And we're like, what is it? And I saw it and I was like, nope.
Right. Not today.
So I first messaged him and I said, hey, I sent you this message prior to, and you didn't respond. And now I'm sending you this message to let you know, hey, what's going on? I told you that you can't return this. I'm not sure what you're trying to pull, but we'll just let eBay decide at this point. And since it was escalated, I wasn't trying to be confrontational with the guy. Person.
Just wanted clarification.
I just wanted clarification and just to be like, you didn't respond, so what's going on?
Right.
What are you trying to do now? And so he tells eBay, yeah, it's defective, doesn't work. So eBay tries to keep our money out. And I messaged eBay, finally got through to a chat thing where it said, have them call you or email you. And so I called them, or they called us, and I talked to eBay, told them the situation. And so they they said they'd let us know what they decided to do. And I just told them what was, the description, here's what's going on. I don't think we should have to eat the return and have to pay for it to come back.
Right. It's real heavy.
Yes, it's really heavy. So
so he requested the return. eBay said yes. We waited and waited and waited.
Oh no, yeah, then he did not return it. Well, no, they replied something, and then I sent back another email, and they said, okay, yes, you're right.
You can have your money.
You're going to keep your money. We'll, let him keep the item. We'll refund him, and we're all good. And then I thought was the end of it. And then 2 weeks later, we get another one that says a person has contacted their credit card company, and he doesn't recognize the transaction. And here's one what threw me for a loop is eBay was asking me for proof of who he was, where he lived, all these things. And I was like, and I said that in my explanation because you can, you write a little thing, and I was like, I have no idea why you're asking me for this information, eBay. All I did was ship the item.
Right.
You processed the payment. You knew what his credit card number was. You have his mailing address.
Right.
You have all. I don't have that.
Details.
I have his address on a label, but I don't have what credit card he paid with or any of that stuff. And that's what they wanted, all this information. I said no. I don't know what you're going to do. And even their last little sentence, and it was a weird one. It said something about, we'll see what we can do to see if the customer can send the item back. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So then I just submitted my form because it says, you need a reply. So I sent a reply, and then it just says, we'll let you know what we decide.
Right.
And these things, when somebody claims their credit card,
it takes like a month.
Months. We're talking months before anything will happen.
30 to 60 days or whatever.
But both of those were, the first one is not so bad. It's like, okay, we got to keep, I was kind of sad because of the item we sold. I would have just kept it if the guy was going to try to pull that one. The second one, I think the guy was just he was adamant too. I bought an item, it didn't work, now I want my money back. And he doesn't know how to read, or he doesn't choose not to read
maybe he's
the description.
Just not
didn't look at the pictures. Exactly.
Didn't return it when he had the option to return.
And he did wait over 30 days. That's right. Giovanna was right. He was supposed to send it back and never did. So then it defaulted to our favor.
Right.
So then again, he might have not known how to even ship it back.
Sure.
So he's just doing what he can to, and I understand that as a consumer.
Yeah.
He's not mad at us necessarily. He doesn't even know who we are. So it's not personal. So then we had one in between them was this, so that one we'll let you know what the outcome is. But
I'm sure we'll resolve it.
There was no negative feedback. There was no bad messages between people. That was all, kept at bay.
Easy enough.
So it was easy enough. You just had to go through the steps. And again, I could have freaked out, not done anything.
Easy to get frustrated.
Toss it aside. I
don't
even want to deal with this right now because I have I have life to deal with.
Right. It's also,
and I got some asshole in Florida wanting his money back.
It's easy to just say, hey, I'll refund you because I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, don't do that either.
Don't do that because that is a bad precedent to be set.
Yeah. And you're a business and I know some companies, they used to take things back with no question and just send the money back. But I say only send money back and even don't do partial refunds. Either do full or just don't.
Yeah. Because that's just a scam.
Yeah. If it's your fault, then I say just
remedy it however you want.
Yeah, send it back. I will just tell them to file a return with eBay.
Yeah. And
they'll get you a label because I already know we're paying for the label.
Yeah, we pay for the label.
To have it shipped back to us. And they, okay. So then the people that we've told that to are generally really, no problem.
Yeah,
I'll get it in the mail.
ship it back, we get it.
And then we get it back and we refund
no big deal.
Just tell them, we'll refund you as soon as we get the item.
Right.
And 99% of people are perfectly fine with that.
Easy.
Yeah. Perfectly fine.
So there's one lady, the shoe lady.
Yeah.
Who?
Should we tell them where she works?
No.
And give her all that information?
Absolutely not.
I know. Isn't that silly though? Like we get way too much information on customers. Yeah. Okay, so we had a pair of Fry boots.
They were Stuart Weitzman.
Okay. All right. She paid $100.
$100.
They were
like $600 boots.
Right. And so
like
we package them up, ship them to her. The day she gets them, she goes straight to negative feedback. Right? No.
She messaged.
Excuse me. She did message and said, I cannot believe the quality or the condition of these boots. All this stuff about
how awful
they're
they
dirty,
are. So
and
dirty.
I overpaid. You should have only charged me $40 if they were in this condition.
Charge this?
And she said the words, I'm going to do what you should have done and brushed these. And
she's like, I don't want to return them.
I don't want to return them. It's such a hassle. She did say that. So I get up. It was like Saturday morning, and I looked at the message. I was like, okay. So, and of course, I was not super thrilled with the way she was like, coming at us aggressively.
Right.
So I had to take a step back and like, okay, so what's the best reply here? Mm-hmm. So I said, thank you for bringing this to our attention. We appreciate the feedback, and we'll do better. We'll do better the next time. Or we've learned a lesson or something like that. We'll do better next time. Right? Sent the message
because she said, I don't want to return.
Yeah,
she didn't ask for anything. She
didn't tell
complaining.
us. Yeah, she didn't say, hey, make it right. She just said,
and we're not going to volunteer that information.
Yeah, and I just was like, okay,
Thank you for the
validate her response.
Right.
I said, yes, we accepted it, and we're going to make a change. So that's generally how those things will go in theory.
Yeah, and
then so she sends an email back. It's like 2 long paragraphs saying, I think she said, well, fine, something like that at the beginning. Or, like...
She did. It was okay, fine.
Okay, then. And she said, don't worry, I'll just go ahead and leave you negative feedback since you're not willing to help, something like that. And right when she said that, I mean, that's a big no-no, as you know.
eBay does not let you extort feedback.
Feedback extortion, because it was a really bad thing when eBay was first around.
If you say,
even like to the 2000s,
even now people do it all the time.
But I couldn't believe she said the words, "I will give you negative feedback,"
right,
or something about trash feedback or horrible feedback.
Yeah.
She exaggerated it.
Feedback.
Yeah, and so I said, so right then I reported her, reported the message.
Can I pause for a second?
Go ahead.
So feedback extortion is when they say, you need to fix this for me, or I'm going to leave you this terrible feedback. And so your response is like, gosh, I don't want to have bad feedback.
Right.
You know how bad that affects your rating.
It affects your rating.
So you're like, oh gosh, okay, fine. I'll just give you a partial refund or something.
Yes. And that's what they try to do that, but they've been good with us about, when people, they'll remove feedback if there's like extraneous, is that the right word? Mm-hmm. Circumstances behind it, whether they sent emails to follow up, things like that. They'll look at all that stuff if you can get them to look at it. You can
get bad feedback removed.
Right.
It's just a little bit of a hassle.
I was like, okay.
So we report her.
I reported her, and I knew as soon as we reported her, she wasn't going to be able to leave feedback.
Yeah.
I got on a chat with a agent, and they responded, and I told them the situation as fast as I could.
Here's what's happening.
They made a threat. What can you do? And all she did was send us a feedback removal form, because I don't think she knew what else to do.
Yeah.
So we have that link in our email, which was fine.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, so that's all done. Now I'm going to message the customer before I block her. I message her and I say, I'm sorry that you did, you feel this way. Unfortunately, because you've made a threat or a, extortion threat with leaving bad feedback,
it's out of our hands.
It. Yeah. You're now in eBay's hands, and this is the last message you'll get from us.
Yeah.
And I blocked her.
Something also like, because you don't want to, we don't know what to do.
If you wanted to return them, great. We pay for it to have them returned back. I did mention that.
You're welcome to return them.
Returns are free. Yeah. We'll take them back. We're happy to.
She was
They're
very
nice
adamant again. Yeah, I'll sell them for more money than $100.
Yeah. But they were really nice. So I'm not sure why she was.
She wanted something.
Came at us like that.
She wanted something.
Maybe because she had to work on Saturday.
For the inconvenience.
It probably wasn't a Saturday, because
who knows?
As a reseller, sometimes I'm like,
what day is every day is Saturday?
Yeah, every day Saturday. Anyway.
So there's lots of types of returns that you get. These are like obviously extreme cases that we don't have very often. Most of the time,
most of the time it's no big deal.
It's like not a big deal. It's something that we missed. Yeah, they just changed their mind. Whatever. Send it back. We'll relist it.
Right.
No big deal. It's not worth the argument.
Right. And there was one lady that was really was telling Giovanna she was wrong about her measurements, and I intervened as quick as I could because no, yeah. So Giovanna works really hard, and she's really good at her job, and she measures and doesn't make mistakes like that. And when the lady just came at her, I was like, "Uh-oh,
hold on." I know. I was like, "Wait a minute."
No, but it's not like that. Not like it's claw. I don't mean like that. I just mean like.
But my response would be, "Hey, lady,
emotional.
I measured this accurately."
Right. And which is all normal things. These aren't bad things that you feel when you get
every single time, even after all of these years.
You'll have 3 or 4 in a month, and it's like, oh my gosh, the sky's falling.
Yeah, you hate everything.
Again. But like Giovanna said, the more you sell.
Right. It's just because we sell thousands of items, you're going to have the more opportunity for returns.
Yep.
And it doesn't have to be.
If we had more returns, I would seriously stop and look to see what the problem was. Is it my pictures? Is it my listings? Something is obviously wrong if I'm getting all these returns.
Yes.
And we're talking like maybe a couple a month. It's not. But it can ruin your day. It can ruin your week. And you're like, sometimes I think when I get a couple, I will tell Giovanna, I'm done selling on eBay. I'm not doing this anymore. Then I start looking for a job, like a moron, right? And then I'm just saying, like, when you get frustrated, things like that will happen.
Right.
But you got to just take it as a learning experience for yourself. And as soon as you diffuse that situation and get it taken care of, you will feel so much better. That mental, heaviness on your head is gone. As soon as you say, okay, no problem, I'll help you take care of this. Especially when you get to take the high road. If somebody's coming at you being nasty, and you get to take the high road, and obviously when somebody goes, she didn't go straight to negative feedback. She went to threatening negative feedback. Yeah. But the people that leave negative feedback without even messaging us, that drives me crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, why didn't you reach out? If you had a problem,
if you're unhappy with something,
we'll
let
make
us
it
know.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know how you can communicate that to people. I know people have had bad experiences on eBay because there's a lot of shitty sellers out there.
Well, and it's like it's been around the longest.
Right.
So all of the scams, like in the 90s and the Y2K,
are all still around in the ether. People still think about it.
Right.
Right. That's funny.
Yeah.
When eBay was first out, I was not internet happy at all when it first came out. I was like,
when did you sign up for eBay?
I don't know.
Okay.
2000 something, 08, 09.
Yeah. So
7,
in the early days,
like the 90s, like early with pictures. That
yes, you would have to take a photo.
Yeah, scan it in.
You would have to scan it in.
Yep.
They would send you a money order in the mail.
Yep. And then you could send the item. And then you would
send the item. So
isn't that crazy? If there are any young people listening to this right now, or if you're young people with your parents, please remind your young person
how life was.
What life was like before the internet
digital
hit.
Stuff.
And it's so crazy. Like I was born in 74, so I was able to see nothing, and not even analog. We had like AM radio, FM. But FM was like, oh my gosh, we've got FM radio. It's in stereo now.
I know. Fancy.
And then you had to have stereo on your.
Yeah.
And we went to tapes, to CDs, to MP3s, and then that's when shit started going downhill because I would make a disc with MP3s, thinking that would be enough, and you could put 1 billion of them on there, and then you'd plug it in there, and if it didn't read it like the music, it would read, or if it read it like a file, it would just sit there and stare at you.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not
what I
got rid of my CDs for this crap.
I know. Isn't that frustrating? How many CDs did we have?
Oh my gosh, Giovanna. Thousands. If I could tell you, and these weren't all Columbia House.
Yeah.
These were all like $20 a CD for one fucking song on the CD too. Yeah. I'm frustrated at myself. I'm spending all that money. But it was good times. Now we're starting to pick up CDs again, but we aren't able to get them in the books.
I know.
No cases,
remember?
The big flat book. Anyway.
And you would drive with those? All right.
So did we cover? I hope that helps you guys.
I think,
I don't make the video too long. But,
so a couple of things.
Yep. Let's do some highlights here before we go.
Actionable items. So, the 30-day returns is a policy that is good to have on eBay, I think, because it shows the buyers that, it's going to be, there's less risk for them. So maybe they're more likely to.
And eBay does.
And they're going to return it anyway. So
eBay does push
if you're prepared,
buyers towards sellers who follow their recommendations.
Right.
And I don't care what anybody says. You can argue with me. You want. I've seen it happen. You know, as soon as we went from 14-day return, customer pays, to 30-day return, we pay. I mean, and then we kept it that way.
Yeah, you get more sales.
We've had, you know, well, not only, you know, that I think that has helped. Like your fees are less if you're a top-rated seller, which we had to get back to that. And we'll do a whole nother video about that, about the account defects and what to be careful of, and saying if you're out of stock on something, or if somebody has an address isn't right. Yeah, there's a way to handle those things. Yeah,
all right. So other
help
things.
You with that.
30-day returns is important.
Yes.
Clear measurements and photos.
Yes. It's very important that you do your part to
protect yourself,
to
mitigate returns.
Thank you. Mitigate the return itself. So if you have to take an extra picture or two, that is not a big deal. It should not bother you at all.
Note the flaws, 2 extra pictures. Right, not a big deal.
No flaws. Don't be afraid to be honest about items. I mean, I on some items, when you look at it and go, okay, I know somebody's going to want this, but if somebody buys it without really wanting it, they're not going to like the flaws and things that are wrong with it.
Right.
So I was like, be brutally honest in my description. And I hate to even have to write the word read in my title.
I know. It's annoying.
It's the only way to get people to read descriptions.
Well, they won't read it anyway, but just make a note.
Yeah,
here are some flaws. Here's some up-close photos of the flaws.
Right. And I always try to take as many pictures as I can, even if it's a little repetitive. And I know that's a lot, but it's a lot if you think about it like that. But if you think just in the moment, you know,
it's like
1,
half
2,
an extra second.
and it all, if you use the eBay app, it's already in there. You know, if you've already taken the picture, then you have the picture. That's the thing is, right? If you do it live, you can delete them, the bad ones, or if they're blurry or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so make sure that you have proper measurements.
Do photos.
Great pictures.
Clear, concise.
Yeah, good pictures.
Descriptions.
I don't mean great. I shouldn't say that. Not great. Good pictures.
Note flaws.
You know what a good picture is. You know what an item. If you saw an item in your picture versus this picture, would you buy it from this one or that one? Just ask yourself that. You know, put yourself in a buyer's shoes.
Yeah, that's what you should do. So, also this note says we'd rather refund fast than babysit a $24 item for 3 days.
Yes. So you know what that means, right?
The amount of time that you've spent sourcing, washing, photoing, listing, storing, shipping, returning, all of those things take time and money, and that is energy that you could be doing something else.
And you do not want to get caught up in one transaction that's going to take more than 10 minutes.
Right.
And you know what I mean? Like, you want to be able to see it, print, put your label on it, throw it up. Next. Yeah, what's next?
So if it's like a cheap item, it's really not worth, I mean, obviously, we don't want to do a lot of returns. Right. And so every return counts, but think about how much time you're spending. Like, we have to go drive to the post office to go pick up the return. We have to open it, make sure that it's all fine, blah, blah, blah. Then you have to relist it. It's a whole thing. By that time, we're already like minus $20 on the whole thing. Or we could have just refunded them the $12 and moved on.
Yeah.
So try to weigh out how much your time is worth.
This goes back to good sourcing too, though.
Yes,
you know, so this can be, you know, one of your other things. And I know we all try to good source, and just that's the part of it, getting emotion out of it. You get, you know, you just be practical about what you're picking up. Is it a good brand? Is it something that will sell?
Yeah.
You know, and like taking risks on things is, if it's cheap, sure, you can take a risk, but it's not worth taking a risk if you have to spend, you know, $100 to only get $150 back, you know, or $50 back, and then after fees and everything, you've made nothing.
You like $24.
So, yeah. So just be smart with your sourcing. It's okay.
Balance all those things out when you consider returns. Like, how much time are you spending?
Right.
What is the easiest way to get this taken care of so that you can move forward and list more?
Yeah. And then after you've got a great listing and you put it out there, if the person does do the return, you know, it lowers the percentage of you know, likelihood of it being returned by doing all of these things.
Right. The other mitigating things.
But
photos,
it doesn't mean that you won't have returns.
Yeah,
but
you'll still have.
Honestly, you'll see it. If you are having a lot of returns right now and you don't have a lot listed,
there's a problem you need to look into.
Your process that's happening, whether it's slow orders, out of stock.
Maybe you don't have all the details in there.
Yeah, you don't package it well, things like that.
Yeah, there's lots of factors that could be considered, but we'll talk about those later.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Questions, comments, leave them down below. We'll link our stores. Like and subscribe. That helps the YouTube gods spread us around.
Yep. And if nothing else, we're here for your entertainment.
Yeah.
All right.
Toodles.
Go Seahawks.
Oh my gosh.
Or Patriots, whichever. I don't care.
Let's go see chickens.